Hi students, welcome to this course. This is Art History Survey 1. My name is Melissa Terry. I will be your professor for the course. I always like to post on the first day a little lecture just going over where you can find everything in the Blackboard platform. Most of you, probably all of you, are not necessarily new to the online learning platform here at STC, which is Blackboard. But I just wanted to show you where everything was and let you know that I'm here for you, a little bit about me, where you can find everything. So this will be relatively short. So here's our homepage for the course. Like I said, it's Art History Survey 1. There's also a Survey 2 class. So this class will basically cover prehistory to the 14th century, right around there. This is where I'm going to be posting the lecture once I'm done. Really important textbook. I haven't sent out a message about it because you don't need one. We're trying to move these courses to open educational resources. That means every reading that you have for the class will be accessible online. So there's a variety of different web pages that I use. A lot of smart history, if you've heard of that, that we're going to be using throughout the course so that you have text, but you don't have to go out and buy an expensive textbook. So I hope that's pleasing to some of you. And then right away, I do have the key assessments and the grading scale. You can look over that. And then right on the Start Here page, I also have a course schedule. So you can see kind of what we're going to be talking about each week. And it's outlined all the way to the end. And then you have some important dates here. So that's what you'll find right away. And once you're done looking at that, you can go to the About Your Professor part of the Blackboard page. So again, my name is Melissa. You can call me Professor Terry. Many people like to do that. Prof T, anything like that. I'm from Minnesota, but I moved to the Valley in 2016 when I was 8 months pregnant. Now I have two little girls. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. So the one is still kind of at home. The other one started kindergarten today. So just note that that's happening in my life as well. So if you ever see kids or anything, they are just here since we're online for the first 2 weeks. I went to school in Minnesota for my undergrad where I studied studio art and art history. Then I went on to Milwaukee to study art history for my master's and did my doctoral work at the University of Illinois in art history. So a little bit about me. I also teach yoga on the side. Right now is kind of a weird time for that, but that's my other passion. And I have a little puppy. We just adopted him named Chewy. So I look forward to spending the semester with you. Next, you can go to the syllabus. There is a link to the syllabus, to the concourse syllabus here. You can check it out for yourself. Here's my email address. This is the best way to email me is by using my STC email address. I do have an office on campus, but we're doing like partial online office hours and partial in the office just because of COVID. Obviously, you all know that cases are rising. Hopefully we see those begin to plateau a little bit as more people get vaccinated. I do recommend vaccinating. I know STC is offering it and now it has been approved. So it's no longer an emergency order. So hopefully some of you feel more comfortable with that. That's really the best way to ensure that we can start to see each other. Wait, now this is an online class. Is that correct? I'm trying to think. Yes, this class is always going to be online, right? So I'm teaching another art history class that's going to be in person. So disregard that, but just in the scope of community health and wellness, that's still a good announcement. But I do have online office hours from 8 to 9 on Monday, Wednesdays. That's through Blackboard. And then if you ever do want to come in and see me, even though this class is online, I will be in my office on campus in Building Y, Monday, Wednesday, 1 to 2:30. And let's see, you can go through the core objectives. This class is in the core, which is good. And that means we have a specific assignment that does cover some core things. And a lot of things in the class will cover critical thinking, communication skills, social responsibility, and teamwork. And these are transferable skills that will be covered in this course. You can go through that on your own. Evaluation, this is also posted in the Blackboard shell, as I've shown you, but it's also in the syllabus. So these are your key assignments. There will be a research paper and a presentation that will be presented online through a platform called Flipgrid. And there will be 2 exams throughout the course. There will be a mock trial assignment, which many students find to be very fun. That kind of covers the social responsibility aspect of the course. You will have to make an art card, which is going to be like an art trading card that will be due just in the first few weeks of class. I'll talk about that later. And then each week you will have discussions. Or not every week, but most weeks you'll have a discussion. There are 10 of these, 10 points each, a big chunk of your grade, and it's basically a way to facilitate a type of discussion between you and your classmates based on the weekly material that I post. Here's the grading scale, and then an outline of all the key assessments. You can go ahead and read through those on your own. Again, there's no textbook required, yay. Institutional policies, these are going to be the same for every professor who's teaching here. These are all in all of our syllabi. If you do have complications or come down with COVID, please be very transparent. Let me know right away. We're not meeting on campus, so but you're still supposed to report it to me, and then you are supposed to report it to the campus as well, just so we can keep track of how people are doing, and then I can give you the allotted extra time on assignments if necessary. So please let me know if you have anything like that going on in your life. Academic integrity is important. It basically just means please don't cheat. With people moving a lot to online, I've seen a rise in cheating, unfortunately, because everything's on the internet, so you just tend to go to Google and Google things and copy and paste things. That is cheating. That I'm supposed to submit your name to the college if you're found cheating and you're supposed to be on academic probation. I tend to be more lenient with that, but I'm getting less lenient because it's happening more often. So please, please, please be mindful. If you're using anything from online, make sure you cite it, make sure you use quotes, and honestly, just use things in your own voice. This class is not, Googling things is not a good skill. It's not something that you'll be able to use in life as a transferable skill. Critical thinking and using your own voice to work through current issues, big things that are happening in the art world. Those are the things that are going to help you in life. So I encourage you, even if you're looking at things online, make sure you use your voice and figure out how to say things in your own voice and write, in an academic fashion. And if I do see anything like plagiarism specifically, something that we see often where you're just copy and pasting things from online, I will have to I won't give you points for the assignment, and eventually you will fail the course and your name will be submitted to the college. Late work policy, I will not be receiving late work in the class. It is expected that you'll get things in by the time they are due. I'll talk about this more in a moment, but I basically open the weekly folder at the beginning of every week on Mondays, and you have all week until Sunday night to turn everything in. So you have all week. So there's really no excuse for you not to get things in on time unless you have something come up. But please be mindful, that you do have all week, so I don't receive late work. Any late work that is turned in with an excuse may be subject to a lower grade. Do note that at the end of the semester, the lowest discussion form will be dropped. So if you miss one or skip one, it'll be dropped anyway, so that's to give you a little leeway there. A note on emails, please email me at mseifert@texascollege.edu, or you can send me a Blackboard message. I'll show you where to find that in a second. But please actually write your full name in the class section, so that's 1303, in your message title. I'm teaching 7 classes at STC this semester, so please let me know where you're coming from so I don't have to email you back and say, who are you? What class are you in? This is an issue a lot with students just sending me a random message saying, hey, what's the assignment? And I'm like, I don't know who you are. So please make sure that that stuff is included. Demeanor, this is basically just going to come up in your discussion forums where you'll be engaging with other people and the presentations. Please be mindful that some of us might have different ways of thinking about it, right? Thinking about the world, lenses through which we view the world around us. Always make sure that you critique ideas and not people, be respectful to others. And, this is why you're in college. You're here to have an open mind and to see the world from a different perspective so that you can better learn, right? So be mindful, be open throughout the course, please. Here's the schedule at the end of the syllabus again, and that's about it for the syllabus. And again, that's right here as a link in the syllabus link. Another breakdown of the assignments, it's posted everywhere. And this is something I just spoke about. All instruction will be posted on Blackboard throughout the semester. This class is asynchronous, which means that we don't meet at a specific time. This is to allow you, I know many of you are very busy, probably working a job, maybe have a full-time responsibilities as a parent or caring for your loved ones, whatever it is. So what I do is I open a weekly folder on Monday mornings, sometimes it's on Sunday nights, and then you get to go through the material all week and complete the assignments by the next Sunday. So you really have any time that you need. So I do recommend deciding on specific days that you're not as busy during the week. Maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays are your days that you don't have to work as much at your job or this or that. We'll have those be the days that you complete your assignments, right? Don't always wait till Sunday night. I know many of you will, but I recommend getting things done earlier in the week just so you don't have issues on the day that things are due. Again, late work not accepted. There will be one lowest discussion grade that will be dropped, and then there's your course schedule again. So course content, this is where you're actually going to find everything. You can see it looks pretty quiet right now. There's only week 1 since this is the first week of class, but every single week on either Sunday night or Monday morning, you'll find that I've posted the weekly folder. You'll click here, you'll see learning objectives right away, overview, this is what we're doing this week. We're talking about these key questions like why do we study art? And then why do we study this thing called the canon? And that'll be gone over in the very first lecture, other than this one, that you'll have for the week where we talk about the canon of art history. This is basically the things that have been decided to be in the textbooks, right? These are the things that have been deemed most important in art history, and we'll start to question that and think about, well, why is it that certain things are in the canon and certain things are not? Because typically, I'll tell you, a lot of people of color are left out of the canon, a lot of women are left out of the canon, and so it's mostly old white men who end up being in the history of art. So what are the issues with that, and how can we change that perspective? And then we're going to get right into it with prehistory. So that's where we're starting here with prehistoric art, with week 1. Specific readings, lectures, websites, all that kind of stuff is in the weekly material folder. You'll click there. And then, of course, what is due this week? It's always going to be here on the week 1 intro page. Submit by Sunday, August 29th. That's this coming Sunday. So you have all week to do this. Student introductions, you can do that now. Some of you probably already have. It's just introducing yourself in the discussion board. I'll show you how to get there momentarily. Discussion 1 will be thinking about the canon of art history. This is based on the reading for this week and the lecture that I've posted. And then you will start thinking about your art card, which there will be another lecture posted about that. This week you just have to pick an artist. So I'll talk about that more in a moment. Moving down, weekly materials. So there's a folder on the intro. Here are the readings that you have to read. You can just click on them and they come up as a PDF. So here's the first one. It's an article from online. It's not very long, but it's about the future of art and the undoing of the survey. Talks about that canon, capital C. And there's another one here. What is art history and where is it going? Another great article that is linked to Smart History, this website that I use often. And you can see it's all there for you to check out. So that's basically the only things that are due in terms of reading for this first folder. I have posted a lecture. It's called The Canon and the Survey. And that's just me speaking over a PowerPoint, basically, where I talk about the reading and the things that come up. This is a recycled lecture. Many of us professors who've been teaching online for a while recycle our lectures. So if anything seems outdated, if I mention something that's like old in terms of date, just disregard that. And I do talk about a textbook. I no longer require that, so you can disregard that. A couple of YouTube videos, smart history videos that I think are useful for thinking about why it's important to analyze art and why these are skills that will be useful to you even if you don't study art. But I know many of you in this class might be art majors. And then the second folder for the week is prehistoric art. So these are the things you're going to learn about. The readings here, again, they're links to an external website, so no textbook needed. Here's an intro to the Paleolithic period. And really, most of these are somewhat short, right? There's not a lot to go over. There's 3 links there. And then another lecture. So I do try to have at least 1 lecture per week so that you see my face, that you see that I'm here, that I care about you, that I want to teach you. You can find here, there's another one on the ancient world. This one's 25 minutes long. And then some videos about specific artworks, right? So you're going to go through that, whenever you have time throughout the week. And when you're done going through everything, you'll click on the weekly assessments folder, and this is everything that's due. Again, student intros, you can click here. It'll bring you right to the discussion forum. Carolina has already posted, wonderful job. And then the way that you post is to click on click thread or create thread. And you'll post, hello, intro, whatever you want here, and then post something about yourself. Of course, right here, it shows you what I want you to do. There's always a description. Write a paragraph or 2 introducing yourself, blah, blah, blah. And when you're ready, you can submit it. And then once you've submitted it, you'll see everyone else who submitted, and you'll click on someone's, read theirs, and then you can reply. If you want, you can reply. You're not being asked to reply with this first one, but throughout the semester, you will be asked to reply meaningfully to other people. And this will happen even in week 1 in the discussion 1 about the canon. So here in this one, you don't get to see other people's posts first. You have to actually post before you can read other people's. And so you'll read this, okay, so after reading the assignment and watching the lecture, respond to these questions. What is the canon? Can you think off the top of your head of certain artworks that might be in the canon? Like when you think of what is art history, do you know any artworks that come to mind? Probably. So what are those, and are they in the canon? Probably. And then you'll talk about these other questions basically come from that reading and the lecture. And then how would you reform a survey class? How would you reorganize it? How would you make it better if you could? So these are all things that have to do with kind of you and what you think. And many of these discussion forums ask you to talk about material and then to reflect on your daily life and think about how the material might come up in your daily life and affect you. Requirements. Your post must be at least 200 words, okay? No grammatical errors or spelling errors will be tolerated. You will be deducted if you have a lot of those. You have to respond meaningfully to 3 other people. So that means clicking that reply and actually replying to someone. Each response or each reply should be at least 100 words, okay? So that means you can't just respond and say, cool, good job. You won't get any points for that, and then so you will get deducted 1 point for each person you don't respond meaningfully to. So if you don't respond to anyone, you still have a great discussion forum post, you'll probably get a 7. If you respond to 1 person meaningfully, but 2, you just say, congratulations, I like what you said, then you maybe get an 8, right? So that's how it that's how it goes for this type of thing. All right, so 2 discussion forums due this week. And the final thing that's due, I thought I had a quiz in there for the syllabus. We'll have to look at that. And the other thing you have to do is select an art card. And I already have a test in here, an example of what you're gonna do. So basically, you're gonna be creating an art card, and what you're gonna do is, as it says here, select one. There's no textbook, so usually I have you select an artwork from your textbook, but instead I want you to go to either Smart History or Wiki Art. I'm going to put Wiki Art in here when I edit it. So I want you to go to this website and find any artwork that is in the scope of this class. This class goes from prehistory to about the 14th century. So anything in there, anywhere around the world, you can pick it, and then what you're going to do is post the name. So I went and found, actually I'll do it real quick for you. If I go to Wiki Art, so here's WikiArt. This is a visual arts encyclopedia. It's pretty cool. What I did, like, you can do anything you want, literally. So you can go through genre, style, field, anything you want, and just find, artworks. So what I did is like, oh, I thought ancient art sounds cool. Old Kingdom, and then click on ancient Egypt. And when you scroll down, you'll see these are all these ancient, famous ancient art objects. And you just browse this site and look at all of this. And that's just, for this period. And so I said, oh, I want to do this sculpture of Khafra. This is an important pharaoh. And so I chose this piece and I said, okay, it's called Khafra Enthroned. It's from ancient Egypt, the Old Kingdom, and then I wrote the date as well. And I put those into my discussion forum heading. And then I have a link to that website, right? So I copy and pasted this and pasted it right in there. And so now everyone knows in the class that I'm going to be doing my art card on this artist, this artwork that I like. We don't know who the artist is. So if you don't know the artist with ancient stuff like this, you don't have to write an artist, but you should write, ancient Egypt and when it was made, so that people know that you've already chosen that, because I won't be allowing any duplicates. So pick any artwork right from the scope of the course. I'll go through, this isn't going to be due until next week, but I'm going to go through and make sure everyone has something that's in the scope of the course, and I'll give you feedback to let you know that you've done it correctly. So that's all that's really due for week 1. I might add a syllabus quiz. I usually have it in here. I don't know where it went, but that's very simple. It's based on this lecture and the syllabus. It's like 5 points. All right, so that's where everything is there. The discussion forum is open with everything that is available so far. You can always do that, go here instead of going through the week 1 folder. Announcements, this is where I'm gonna be posting announcements each week throughout the week. So every time I post a lecture, I'll post an announcement saying, here's a lecture, or reminders about due dates, or this or that. So these will be coming here, but they will also go to your STC email. Please check your STC email account every day. This is an online course, so it's really important that you stay on top of everything, and everything will be sent to your Blackboard announcement page and your STC email. If you want to send me a message through Blackboard, you can do that by clicking BB Messages, Create Message, and then you can actually send a message to everyone in your class. But what you'll do if you want to contact me is find my name and click the arrow and then put me in the recipients column and then write your message there. I do check my email more frequently than I check Blackboard messages, but I do try to check that very often as well. But typically you can actually get a hold of me a little quicker through my email. And basically that's all that we need to worry about today. There is one thing that you might be annoyed about, is my grades. If you go into my grades, nothing has been updated. Last time I taught this course was over the summer, so most of the things that you've seen here reflect outdated summer dates. I need to update that. I will update the assignments for week 1 so that they say that they're due this week, but you'll find over the course that you'll be like, what, this is due June? It was due already, so I will be updating them slowly. Like I said, I'm teaching a lot of courses and my daughter started kindergarten, so there's a lot of things going on. And the other daughter's still home. So I will try to get that updated for you, but please just note that all the due dates that show up within each week are correct, right? This is what's due this week. Any questions about anything, please let me know today, any time throughout the week. Again, we will not be meeting in person. We will not be meeting synchronously, where you'll have to come and talk to me in this fashion. Instead, I will be posting everything for your review, for you to go through during the week, and then submit your assessments by Sunday nights. So please let me know if you have questions. I look forward to getting to know all of you throughout the semester. I really enjoy teaching Art History 1 and 2. I hope that you enjoy the course, and we'll talk soon.